going on? We back for Getting Buckets episode 4 with another guest. We had Jake last week. This week we got my other dog, Marlon. What's
Yes,
going on,
sir.
Marlon?
What's up, bro?
Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, guys? I'm Marlon. Uh, shit. The I got the most ball knowledge out of anybody that Will has had on this. So that's
Well,
all
right
I
now
gotta
it's only
say.
you and Jake, so it seems like a call out for you for
Oh,
Jake.
easy.
I'm sure Jake will have something to say about that.
That guy doesn't know nothing.
We'll bring both of them on at some point. Um, but yeah, so we back for episode 4. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all drop topics y'all want to talk about. Or let me know if y'all want to hop on a pod too. So I have a bunch of guests lined up that are gonna be coming on. So let me know if y'all want to hop on. And yeah, without further ado, let's get in. Devin Booker just hit a game winner. But without further ado, let's get in to how I start every show on my Lakers convo. Um, let's first go with Marlon. Marlon, what you think about the Lakers and their title aspirations?
You know what? I mean, sky's the limit for them. I think they could do. They could win it all this year. They play their cards right. I think first thing is you got to go in the playoffs healthy. Every team has to. Um, I mean, obviously they added Luca, which is huge, and he's known for his big games and
Yep.
like the big moments.
Yep.
I mean, the way I see it is like they don't have to win this year at all, but I think the window is there as long as Luca's there,
Yep.
and LeBron obviously. But how long are you gonna have LeBron there? Um,
That's a question.
but I think with as long as Luca's there and the supporting cast is solid enough, I think sky's the limit for the Lakers every year as long as they have Luca and you know some other good guy with him. Another All Star. I think AR is like a good third option too. So I think it's not championship or bust this year. But I mean, I think you know for sure can make. I think for sure they're gonna make the conference finals. I don't think they'll get eliminated any earlier than that.
Hmm.
But I say conference finals and then champion, maybe the finals. And then I don't know about winning it all this year, but I could for sure see it in the next year because you got to remember Luka just is still transitioning. Becoming the Laker. You got to give him a little bit of time, but I think sky's the limit for them. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't. Their window is not just this year, like the Maps window is. Um, and I think with Luca in LA, as long as he's in LA, he's gonna be somebody that players want to play with, and he can get people to come to LA when Bron's gone. And even then,
yeah,
I think Luca's added another year or two of LeBron wanting to play. I think he would have played next year and called it quits. I think with Luca, I think he might add another year or two on top of next year.
yeah,
And I think, but with Luca here, I think he's going to add that window that the Lakers weren't sure they were going to have after LeBron. They didn't know if AD was going to be their guy that they wanted to like ride all the way to a
yeah,
championship with. So they got the Don, they got their guy, and now they can build for the future. And yeah, I think winning this year would be way ahead of schedule. They didn't make that trade
yeah,
this year; they made it for the next 10 years. But if they could win this year, they're way ahead of schedule. Um, but with all that said, they absolutely have a chance to win this year. I think right now they're kind of going back through more growing pains since Braun came back. Because now it's like they're trying to fit him and Rui back in after they haven't played with Rui in pretty much a month, and then Braun was out 2.5 weeks. So then now they're trying to incorporate everybody back in, and now they're kind of on a slide. But yeah, their long term title picture is absolutely expansive, and yeah, I mean, I think even if they weren't to win, I think they will have won that Anthony Davis for Luka trade, regardless, because their window is open for the next 2 years, and the Dallas Mavericks isn't.
yeah. I mean, for the Mavs, I think it's a little bit not over because I mean you still have AD and the Kyrie situation just sucked and I mean they're still in playoff. They got playoff hopes, but I think we're gonna see like like a AD, like back to his Pels days where he's the number one option again, which I'm
Mhm.
kind of excited to see. And if they can make the playoffs, I think that'll be good for them. And it's just exciting to see a guy like AD back into like that one role. And I think he could shine. I don't think they'll make it far, but first they got to make the play on, obviously. But I think that's exciting to see again.
Well, I think
AD,
we're recording this on the day Anthony Davis came back and he played against Brooklyn today. I think with Kyrie Irving, they absolutely had a chance to make it out of
yeah,
the West and compete this year. Let's transition into that right now. I'm not sure why they brought Anthony Davis back this year. To me, it doesn't make any sense bringing him back this year because without Kai, you're not competing for a title, and all you're doing, there's no benefit to you playing Anthony Davis because you can't compete for a title without Kai. So all you're doing is risking him
yeah,
getting hurt again, risking somebody else getting hurt again, and also you're giving the possibility of the Mavs and losing pick value where they could be losing games. Granted, they're
yeah.
probably not going to get the first pick and get Cooper Flag, but they can get another valuable piece that they could add next year that can come in and help them, especially because Kyrie's probably still going to be out until the new year. He's not going to start the season, so so that pick can help them transition that first part of the year until they get Kai back. So them bringing him back, I'm not sure exactly why they did that.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I think their GM probably has a lot to do with that. Like all that criticism.
Yep.
So I think if somehow they could like miraculously make the playoffs or even the play-in, I think that like that blame, that thought of him like trading Luca, I think it goes a little bit away. Obviously, Mavs fans are never going to forget that, but I think it creates a little bit of hope for them. So I think that's a huge reason why they probably brought him back.
But with Kyrie hurt, I feel like that gave them the excuse for this year. Like
Yeah, but they're
they
so close.
but they're
Well,
not. But with Kai, what are they close to? Like right now, they're tied for the 11th seed, or they're tied for the 10th seed. So even if they get into the playing game, they're probably still going to be 10. So you're going to have to win two playing games on the road just to go get spanked by Oklahoma City because you have no chance of beating Oklahoma City without Kai.
yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
like
that's true.
I don't get the point. I don't and according to the reports, it's like a lot of the Mavs organization wanted to shut him down, but he wanted to play. So
Yeah,
and I think part of it is for him, he's like he wants to help ease the Mavs fan base in their minds. Like remember, like y'all got me too. Y'all didn't just get a scrub. But and I think that would have been fine, like I said, if they have Kai, but they don't have Kai. So it's like him by himself is not competing in this West. Him by himself in this Western Conference couldn't beat the Houston Rockets, let alone they're gonna if they were to miraculously get into the plan and then miraculously win two road playing games, him by himself can't beat the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think yes, it's a long shot, but I mean, from a fan
Long shot.
standpoint,
It's a 99.9% chance that they don't beat the Thunder
hey,
without
bro,
Kyrie Irving.
crazier things have happened.
No, that would be the biggest upset ever.
The We Believe Warriors, Mavericks.
But no, that was an upset. But again, there was probably people that still thought that series would go. The people probably thought that the Golden State. Most people wouldn't have thought that they would have won that series, but they probably could have thought they could have got a couple games. If the Mavs, if the Thunder might have 65 wins on this season, and they're going to play a Mavs team without, you can argue their best player. So then they're going to play them in the first round. If Oklahoma City loses, somebody's going to get shipped out of Oklahoma City. If that was series was happening, they
Oh,
lose, they're getting shipped out. That would be the biggest upset in NBA history if that happened.
yeah, no. I mean, from a fan side, love to see AD playing. You always want to see stars play. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think the Mavs are a threat in the West, considering how stacked the West is. But yeah, just fun to see AD back. But
No, I agree. It's fun to see AD back,
from
but
the business side, obviously, or like the NBA side, like player safety side, makes zero sense. You know,
that's what I'm
especially a
saying.
guy who constantly gets hurt. So yeah, I get your point. I get your point.
Yeah, but even for the Mavs, it's like, bro, you're not winning this year. Like, there's no way in my mind that I believe that they think they have any shot at winning without Kai this year. So
Yeah,
for me, it's like push all the chips towards next year and the year after because you have like a 3-year window with Kai and AD.
yeah,
So I'd push all of it into next year and the year after because this year you're not going anywhere.
yeah.
So
Oh
for
yeah,
me, it didn't make sense them bringing him back today, but Hey, I mean, he's back on the court, and like you said, we do like seeing stars. It's just none of it made sense to me. Him coming back at this season without Kai. Obviously,
Yeah.
if Kai was healthy, obviously, but
But then
without him
again, it's
healthy,
like there's only what, like 11, 10 games left now. So
exactly.
if they don't make it, I guess it is pointless. And but I mean, yeah, I
I
guess
feel like
it's
even if they make it, it's pointless. What is them making it to the plane and losing in the plane going to do? I don't see any. That's what I'm saying. To me,
pride,
I don't see
pride.
any, I don't see any benefit of this.
I mean, I guess if that was my team, I kind of would. You have hope as a fan, right? Like the way I see it, if I was a Mavs fan, I'd have a little bit of hope.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
Like,
like this: most Mavs fans they didn't have hope when they thought that Kyrie and AD were going to be healthy. They definitely don't have
yeah,
hope with Kyrie hurt.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they probably lost all hope when they traded Luca, but
That's my point. They lost all hope when they still had a good team with two stars, and now you only have one star. You think they got more hope from that now?
I mean, yeah, probably not. But there's always that 1%. There's
And a
smart
star coming
that
off of injury that he can easily re-aggravate again.
yeah, that's the part that sucks, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
So
I think,
yeah, none of it made sense to me. But hey,
but I mean, season's pretty much over. I mean, it's not like there's 20, 30 games left. So
but I think you're making my point. Is there's only 11 games left. You're not going anywhere, and all you're doing is now. What happens if AD goes out here and and it's not a pulled groin, but he tears his groin? Now he's out through the new year.
yeah,
Now what happens?
you're fucked again. Oh,
Exactly.
you're screwed
Th-
again. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And that's why and that's why I'm saying keep the chips and push them all to next year because you're not doing it. Nothing you're doing this year is helping you. All you're doing is risking AD getting hurt and other
Yeah,
you're risking PJ maybe getting hurt. You're risking all these players getting hurt and you're making your draft pick worse, which could actually help you going into next year. So none
yeah,
of it makes sense to me. None of the aspect from the
yeah,
Dallas Mavericks point of view makes sense to me.
yeah. Dallas is just like a dumpster fire of organization right now. Like
Yeah, I
it's
think
like
that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because, like I said, from the reports, it said that they, like, a lot of them wanted to keep Anthony Davis out, but Anthony Davis wanted to play. But it also seems like they're trying to save, their butt from what they've done in the trade and trying to salvage the Mavs fans because
yeah,
they lost like, all these Mavs fans canceling their season tickets and all this stuff.
they're
So,
just giving them false hope right now.
yeah, so I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it ain't a great show going on, for them right
Yeah.
now. Well, let's get
Hey, as
into
a
the
Clipper fan, I love to see it though.
great transition because that's where I was going to go. We ain't talked about them on this show, but how do you feel about your Clippers and their chances in the West?
I mean, look, going into the season, I told everybody, no expectation going into the season at all. Losing Paul George. I mean, at first, you lose a player like Paul George. You know, that's such a huge loss. But I mean, seeing the season Paul George just had, you know, kind of made me happy that he left. But I mean, I don't think he would have performed like that with us.
Well, I think he's
But
just hurt. I don't think it's like he's
but
declined. He's just hurt.
but also just going into the season, we weren't gonna have Kawhi for like what 3 months, 2 months and a half. So our only real star was James Harden. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think Norman Powell was gonna have the season he's having. I mean, his form kind of like dipped as of late since like the All Star break. He hasn't been like putting up those crazy numbers before the break, but
Mhm.
he's been solid. But yeah, I had zero expectations. I was thinking like maybe playing like 10 seed around that area, just because like our supporting cast wasn't like great going into the season. I mean, we made some trades and I think they're pretty solid. We got Bogey and Ben Simmons, which I think Ben Simmons is gonna make a huge impact in the playoffs. Because he's still a great defender, and he could defend any team's best player. I think. I mean, like it's you can't deny that. And then you got Chris Dunn, another great defensive player. Um, Derrick Jones Jr. brings athleticism to us, I think, and the size. And I mean, he's solid on defense, and he's okay on offense as well. But yeah, Norman Powell and James Harden have been like our huge guys this year, and I mean, I would like to see this team make a like deep playoff push, but I mean, I think at best it's gonna be maybe first round, second round would be happy, and then anything after that, be unhappy. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really. I didn't. I would. I never in my life have I put championship contender next to the Clippers. Um, that just doesn't go together. They're like allergic to prosperity.
I mean, 2020 and 2021.
Charles Barkley has said it his whole career. He said he's been fat and he's been skinny, and his entire life the Clippers have sucked. So, hey
I
man,
mean,
this is where we're at.
look, the thing is, the Clippers' worst enemy coming into the playoffs is always the Clippers, and
Yeah,
like we always like play to the level of our competition. So let's say if we're like the second seed, we'll play to the level of the seventh seed. You know, like it's frustrating at times. You know, like it's just our buckets don't go in it come playoff time. Our star players are always hurt come playoff time. Our coaching, or at least for Doc Rivers, it was fucking terrible. So I mean, with Ty Lue, it's a little bit better, but we're also, I guess, just it sucks to say, but it's in the culture. We're just chokers, I guess, come
yep. There
playoff
you go.
time.
You probably admitted it.
But you know, it's definitely it's a tough pill to swallow to say that for sure. But I mean, I think the culture change to Intuit. I think we're about to see a new generation of Clippers. I think with the wall, I think it's gonna play a huge impact,
This dude is talking about the stadium,
bro.
bro.
I'm telling you, come playoff time, I think the wall is gonna be a huge impact,
Bro, the Clippers
bro.
don't got no home court advantage, bro.
Maybe okay against most teams, yes.
Don't nobody care about playing against the Clippers in LA. Don't nobody
I
care.
will I will say against most teams, yes. I will say against the Lakers, it's a little bit harder to
Ain't no little bit. Y'all don't have if it's a Laker Clipper playoff matchup it don't matter if it's in Staples or crypto, I guess now, or if it's at Intuit. It's gonna be a Laker home game. Period. Point blank. Or they're gonna have to hide tickets from Laker fans, which I don't know how you do because we in the same city. So I don't know how you do it.
well, yeah. I mean, it is hard. It's a Laker town. Obviously, I will say that. I'll
Marlon's
admit
having a
that.
come into life moment. I've known Marlon going on. I met Marlon like 2012, so going on 13 years. It's the first time he's ever admitted the Clippers are chokers. I've tried to tell him this our entire friendship,
Okay,
and now he's finally admitting it.
it's a cursed organization. Like if you look at everything that's happened to the Clippers, you're gonna be like, how has that happened? Like it's like the same thing every time. Like the way we lose,
Marlon, who's told you this for 13 years?
the way we lose, the way players get hurt, it's repetitive. I'm tired of this, but I mean, this year, like I said, I went zero expectations for this team. I'm happy that they're playing solid, that they're in playoff contention, and as long as they have a solid first round, and if they get into the second round, I'll be a happy camper. Anything after that, I'll be even way
That's the
happier than
mentality
that.
of a Clipper fan, bro. We don't care, bro. We don't care. We can get all the way to
Well,
the finals. If we don't win, it don't
well,
matter
we
to
don't.
us. Here's the thing. The Clippers are just always going to be the Clippers. I think if you want to get this voodoo, if you want to call it, away from the Clippers,
I know you're gonna say.
y'all
Oh,
need to pack up and get up out of the
I
Lakers
knew
city. Y'all
exactly
need
you
to
were gonna say
go
that.
back to San Diego, go wherever y'all Buffalo. Y'all can go wherever y'all came from, but y'all need to get out of LA. This is our city. We run this thing.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Yep.
Nah, man. I mean, there's plenty of Clipper fans here. I
Plenty. I
was,
can count them on one hand how many Clipper fans y'all got.
hey, bro, it's a lot, bro.
I can fit all the Clipper fans into one house. That's how many fans y'all got.
Once we win our first chip,
Y'all don't even get bandwagon fans. Y'all are such a poverty franchise.
there was a time, but now
Yeah, like y'all don't
They're
even get
Warriors fans
bandwagon
now.
fans, bro.
They're Warriors fans now, but there was a time.
Y'all tragic, bro.
But but yeah, no, I mean, let's see. Right now, we have a solid amount of games where I think we could maybe push to the 6, 7 seed. Um, by
You gotta
then,
win.
we have a favorable matchup right now, or a favorable schedule. I think
You
probably
guys also just lost to the Pelicans though, like a week or two ago.
yeah, but we always Clipper
That's
fans
a
know
favor.
this. No, no,
I'm
no.
just saying
Clipper fans
that's
know
a
this.
favorable matchup.
Clipper fans know this though. We struggle against the Pelicans. It's like the only team. I don't know why, but like every year we go like 3-1 against them or like two and
Well,
two.
1-3.
It's always oh yeah, it's 1-3. My fault. They're just a tough matchup for some reason. Like something in New Orleans, but I mean we for sure play the Warriors. I think at least once. I know we play the Cavs again. That's going to be another good game. I think. I mean we lost to the OKC. I mean they didn't have Chet, so I guess that was a little bit frustrating that we didn't take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good game. I mean SGA didn't play great either.
And
So
think about it. No chat. SGA didn't play great, and y'all still lost.
yeah, we lucky kind of choked that game.
The classic
Just
Clipper
think,
thing, man. It's just
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm telling you, Clippers' greatest enemy is the Clippers. I guess I just have like a thing for teams that just like love shooting themselves in the foot for some reason. Like I love teams that do that.
Yeah,
But
he's also a Ravens fan, so that's what we're talking about. But at least the Ravens have won chips. The Clippers just don't do nothing.
yeah, but we're there. We were there, and then
Marlon, I met you in the peak of Lob City, and you said you were there. We're 13 years later, and you're still saying we're there, and nothing has happened in the course of those
it's just
13
like
years
we
except
can't. We're just
dramatic loss
scratching
after
the
dramatic loss.
surface. We're scratching the surface like every time. Like it's frustrating.
You haven't even
Like
been to the finals yet. What do you mean you're scratching the surface
I mean, we got to the WCF,
and lost?
Ka-
And that was the first.
Kawhi, no
Okay,
Kawhi though.
so you're scratching the surface. So you've been scratching the surface for 13 years. How many times have you made the Western Conference Finals?
Once,
How many times have you made the finals?
0,
How many times have you won a championship?
a 0
So what surface are you scratching?
of making a finals appearance,
That's a 13. That's a
and then
13-year sample size. In 13
potentially.
years, you made the conference finals once. You lost.
Okay, okay, but in any of those moments, were we healthy when we needed to be healthy? No.
Hey man, that's
We're a
y'all.
we're a
Y'all was
Kawhi
healthy.
Leonard.
Y'all was healthy in the bubble.
Okay, see, that's a great point because I think had COVID not happened, I think we're there. I think we're there, honestly. I think
Hey,
like
I remember COVID. You said you were there in COVID, but now after the fact, after they lost, you said you weren't there. But I remember in the bubble. I remember you specifically saying y'all was there and y'all was still gonna beat the Lakers. But no, y'all blew that. Y'all blew a 3-1 lead.
because we were looking good in the beginning of the bowl, and then I don't know what
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah, I know. You guys just come up with
That
excuses because you guys were up 3-1 and nobody said that the Clippers didn't want to play in the bubble. Then they blow a 3-1 lead and all of a sudden Trez and all these boys talk about how they didn't want to be in the bubble. Sound like y'all just making excuses because nobody said no they didn't want to be in the bubble when they was up 3-1 against the Nuggets. It was only after the fact when they blew the 3-1 lead that all of a sudden the Clippers didn't want to be in the bubble.
I never said
And
anything
nobody
about
said it
that
was a bubble championship until the Lakers won the championship. Then all of a sudden it was like, oh, this ring shouldn't count. Why? Because the Lakers won it, and on top of that, Braun won it.
I was
That's
probably like Michael
that,
Jordan.
that's just the
I was like
narrative that things
I was like
happen.
Michael Jordan fans. Not me. I respect that ring.
I can make
I
an
think.
argument that they just thought that it was the hardest championship ever to win.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good championship. I mean, no fans. It's like just dudes playing basketball in a gym. It's
Yeah, it
top
was
tier basketball.
straight vibe. Yep, no fans, no home court advantage. I'm better. Let's lace them up and see who better. You had role players showing out like superstars because there was no fans out there to boo
No,
them,
yeah, it was.
antagonize them. It was good. It was good hoops. Remember,
But
Kendrick Nunn was balling.
I think we if that COVID doesn't happen, I think we potentially are talking NBA championship with the
You
Clippers.
know the Lakers were the best team from start to finish that year, right? I just want to let
Yeah,
you know.
They were good, but we
No,
had
no,
y'all
no, no, no,
number
no, no.
too.
They weren't good. They were the best team from start to finish
But
that
we
year.
also had your guys' number.
No, you didn't.
I,
We beat y'all in that fight. We beat y'all right before the shutdown.
yeah, okay, that was a good game. That was like a
Okay,
game seven type of
all
game.
the games were good. The opening night
The
game came
Christmas
down to the
game,
finish. The Christmas Day game came down to the finish, and then the one that we beat y'all by like we actually beat y'all by double digits right before the shutdown. We beat y'all by like 10, 11.
yeah. Well, you guys, yeah, well, it was a close game all game, and then you guys just
Yeah, and we blew it
that
open. But
that
what I'm
fourth
saying is,
quarter.
we probably beat you more by in that game than
I think we
the
went,
total score of
but we
the
went
first two games.
pretty sure we went 2-1 against you guys
Well,
though.
you did. There would have been a fourth game, but the shutdown happened. And then we
I
actually
know.
had and during the bubble when the we did the those 8 games that they got to finish the season, we beat y'all in that game.
Oh yeah, it came down to the last minute or
Yeah, and we
last.
beat y'all. So actually, it was 2-2. Yeah, I remember all this stuff. Yeah, yeah, I got the facts. It's all
All
stored.
right, but I'm telling, it would have been a great series. I think we're due for a battle of LA
Y'all
playoff
would have played
series.
on the road in every game.
Okay, buddy.
Y'all would have
Well,
played on the road in every game.
see, that's why I really want to see a
And
battle
that
of
year, we had
LA.
the two best players on the planet.
You're gonna have Kawhi Leonard.
The two best players on the planet that year were LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron was one, Anthony Davis was two.
You didn't have Kawhi Leonard.
No, yeah, no. I'll give you Kawhi was three, but the two best players on the planet was Goat James and Mister 6'10" and a half, the dude with the dude
Mm,
with the brow.
I mean,
They were
I
the
don't
two
know,
best players
bro.
on the planet that
I
year.
think Kawhi Leonard makes a big argument that year.
Nope. If you go back and look at all, granted, we don't believe everything that they say, but if you go back and look at all the like the after the Lakers won in the bubble, all the like who's the player rankings, it was LeBron one, Anthony Davis two, and the Lakers. And what people forget, the Lakers would have went back to back if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt uh in the Phoenix series. I was at the game where he got hurt in the playoffs. The Lakers were up 2-1, getting ready to go up 3-1 against the Phoenix Suns, and Anthony Davis got hurt because they was going to go back to back. Keep it a buck.
I think we would have beat you guys that year. Like Kawhi was even better that year, and then he got hurt.
Buddy, that was the year that the Suns lost to Milwaukee. Y'all
Yeah, we
lost
played the
to
Suns.
y'all lost to the Suns.
Yeah, without Kawhi Leonard,
Okay, but my point is
and and
we would have beat the
and we
Suns.
got and we got robbed a game too.
Call it what you want.
Bad
We would have
officiating.
call it what you want. We would have beat the Suns, and if they would, we would have for sure beat y'all. Y'all definitely would have had no chance of beating Bron and AD without Kawhi.
Okay, hypothetically, if Kawhi Leonard is healthy,
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But he
I'm
wasn't. That's what
saying.
I'm saying.
But this is my point. If we have a healthy Kawhi Leonard in any of these series, you can't tell me the Clippers don't have a chance to win a championship. Like especially 2021. Like
Anybody in the
that
playoffs has a chance, but that don't mean you're gonna
that
win. I didn't give you a good chance.
but that run we had in 2021, if we have Kawhi, that that whole series against the Suns, I think we're talking NBA championship for sure. For sure.
All I know is what happened because I can use what ifs too. Like I just said, if Anthony Davis wasn't hurt, I think the Lakers would have walked over everybody in the West,
Then
and they would have beat the Bucks.
then we should have like fucking five straight fucking Battle of LA Western Conference Finals,
Bro, y'all don't
or
want
at
to
least
see us,
four.
bro. Y'all can't see us.
I wish we would have honestly at the
Now what
peak of it.
we beat y'all 3-1 this year and 3-1 last year.
Y'all did not beat us 3-1 last year.
Yeah, we did.
We beat you guys like 12 straight games.
No,
Like
that was like prior to that. We beat y'all 3-1 last year, 3-1 this year. I'll look it
hmm.
up right now.
And no, well, congratulations
What's this,
if
24,
that's true.
25? So what, 2020? So what, 2023, 2024?
Hey man, y'all should beat us 3-1 this year. I don't know about last year though. I think. Let's see. I'm trying to remember last year.
To get
I'm trying to
me
remember last one.
going. I'm trying to find the. Okay, yes, November. Okay, look, we beat y'all the first game, 130, 125 in overtime. Beat y'all 106, 103 the next game. Then y'all beat us 127, 116, and then we beat y'all 116, 112
Talking about this year or last year?
last year.
Mm.
This year, you guys beat us in the first game, 116, 102, and then we beat you 122, 97, 106, 102, 108, 102. 3-1 back-to-back years.
Yeah, but y'all didn't win
So
12
that makes
straight.
so that makes us 6-2 over the last 2 years.
But y'all didn't win 12 straight.
There was a time where we probably had won 25 straight against the Clippers.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like prime, bro. Like
So
prime,
what you
like
mean?
you, like prime Clippers, prime Lakers. Like
There was no look. The when you guys had your biggest prime, the Lakers were trash. From when you guys got
yeah,
Chris Paul, the Lakers weren't good through until they got Bron, and then the Bron and AD year, yeah, they were 20, they were 22, they were 20. They split obviously. Well, actually, you got I think because the actual games that counted, it was 2-1 because of the bubble. And then the next year, we had that injury riddled year. I don't know how that year was. And then after that, that was Russ and all of them. So our team wasn't great. But when our teams were good, we've matched up perfectly fine.
nah.
We run the city. Like I said, if y'all would, I know exactly how y'all can change the voodoo. Go back to San Diego. Go back to Buffalo. Just get up out of our city.
Nah, I
Our
don't think
city's
that's the
purple and gold. It
case.
don't got nothing to do with it ain't got nothing to do with whatever colors the Clippers rock.
Man, I think eventually we'll get ours, but
Yeah, we won't be.
not
Me and you won't be alive to see it.
not for sure not this year. We'll see what happens with Kawhi. Um, if we're healthy, hey
You
man,
only
this
got so
year
many years in Kawhi, bro. He can't stay healthy. So you only got, bro. You got to do it. He's what 33, 34 now.
I think we're 11-5 with
He's
a
he's
healthy full roster
he's
this
so
year.
he but that's what I'm saying. At this point, you got like, bro. There's like, bro. He ain't been healthy like forever. So and as he get older, he ain't gonna get healthier. So he's
Oh
like,
no,
he's
yeah,
gotta,
no,
yeah. That run has got to come. It's got to come this year, next year. Like I don't know how many more years we got. If you got a Kawhi being even this year, Kawhi he hasn't been consistent Kawhi that we've seen in the past. So.
no, yeah.
So
That's why I'm interested to see playoff Kawhi again if we do get there because it's not set in stone yet because we might have to play a plan and
yeah,
you remember what happened last time we played a plan.
yeah. So
Fucking Patrick Beverly.
yeah. So
And
definitely
and
got it on the
then
table, bro.
we played the Pelicans and you know how the Clippers kryptonite is the Pelicans. Like we suck against those guys, but
Yeah.
um yeah, I mean I hope we avoid the plan because yeah, for some reason when it's time to get going for us, we don't get it going. So
Yeah.
I don't I want to avoid the
I
plan.
hate the plan. I don't think it should be. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, I think they should get rid of it because at this point, I mean for the bubble it was understandable because
I agree.
season wasn't over yet, but uh,
I hate the playing tournament.
other than that, I mean,
Like as a fan, obviously I like watching it, but like I don't see a point in why do you play 82 games if you're just if the record at the end of the 82 games doesn't matter.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like it. So yeah, I wish it would go back to how it was before because yeah,
And
I
then
don't like it.
the
Um,
the the lower seed could be like 5 games back or like
yeah,
10 games
exactly.
back.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like it. I think definitely not for 1 through like I don't like it period, but maybe like if you want to do for the A seed, then like the ninth seed has to be like within a game. It has to be like a 1 game difference maybe.
Yeah, or
But
like they have the same record.
yeah, but like yeah, that's what I yeah. But like I think it should just be whoever 1 through 8 should just make the playoff. But if you're gonna do it, I think 1 through 7 for sure should be safe, and then 8 seed, it's like okay now if the team in ninth is within 1 game of you, okay, you could have the playing game for who gets seventh and eighth, I mean for who gets eighth place. But I don't like it that a lot that I don't like it period. But I would tweak it that way.
Yeah, Yeah, I think they need to get rid of it. I think it's outdated now.
Now I think it's stuck because they make so much money off of it.
Well, yeah, now they do. Like
Yeah.
from a business side of it, yeah,
So
it's
now
smart.
I think it's stuck. But yeah, as from the basketball purity of it, I wish it would just go back to being 1 through 8.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Another topic, man. What's your biggest NBA what if? Could be a player, could be a trade, could be a whatever. Could be if a player didn't
I
get
have
hurt.
there's so many that come to mind, but I think it's obviously I think the biggest player what if I think is I think there's two. I think there's two. I think there's obviously the go-to for everyone is Derrick Rose. It's like, what if Derrick Rose never got hurt?
Yeah.
The player we got like we missed. But
The youngest MVP ever.
yeah, so it's just like the sky was the limit for him, and like he was such a baller.
Yeah.
And then I think also like Greg Oden. I
Mhm.
mean, I think he's a big what if because he also didn't really get like a chance to like. He was just always hurt too, though. But like I mean, I don't think I ever watched him in college, but I remember like the hype around him. Then like it was like LeBron type of hype. Like
Yeah.
this guy's like the next big thing, and
Yeah.
like he was compared to like Shaq coming out, and I think as far as players, I would say them two, and then like moments, I would say I think this is such a big butterfly effect. I think it's Kate the if the if OKC doesn't choke that 3-1 lead um against Golden State in 2016, I think we have like a completely different era like of
I
basketball.
agree. Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff that we know now, I don't think would have happened. Obviously, KD would probably for sure stayed in OKC had they because they would have played the Cavs. Like who knows if they would have won, but I think another finals appearance for KD would probably just you'd probably want to stay in OKC for sure. And like that like Golden State era, sorry, maybe like goes away or I don't know what we don't know like they don't have that dynasty maybe.
We also don't have the. We also wouldn't have that. That crazy game 7.
Yeah, we would have never witnessed that too. Like it's such a big butterfly effect because that KD move like it like altered the NBA like forever.
Yeah.
Like we saw the
Because
creation of
I don't believe the Warriors would have beaten the Cavs without Kevin Durant, and I also don't. And it'll be interesting to see how if that didn't happen, does LeBron leave to come to LA?
yeah. I mean, does Kyrie also stay?
Yeah.
And do they
I
have
think
their own
Kyrie would have left
dynasty?
anyway. I think Kyrie just wanted to like, as he mentioned, he was just young and like he felt like he wanted to have his own team and whatnot. So I think he leaves. Even Kevin Durant, I still may leave, but it'll be interesting to see if he had still would have went to Golden State if he was coming off of a title. Because
Yeah,
what if he ended up going to like Boston?
yeah, or the Clippers.
Yeah. So like, I mean, there's no telling where he could have gone. What if he went to the Lakers? Like,
Yeah. Well,
so
it's also just like if he would have won a championship there, I think his legacy would be a lot more different too. Like
Well,
a
I
lot of
mean,
people.
I get why people want to talk about Kevin Durant's legacy. I think, like, I understand why, because I don't think anybody was going to beat that Golden State team. But at the same time, I don't believe Golden State gets another ring without Kevin Durant. And there's a reason he got those two
Yeah,
MVPs. Like, he was the best player on that team with Steph Curry,
yeah,
with Clay, with all. He was the best player, and there was no doubt about it. Kevin Durant was the best player on that team.
yeah.
Um,
No, 100. And that's also with Russ. Russ's legacy would have probably changed too, or be a little
yeah,
bit different.
yeah.
But that's one moment. And I think it's such a big butterfly effect. There's so many things
Oh
that
yeah,
would have.
because I don't believe Russ averages a triple double.
Yeah, and he probably just never wins an MVP.
Yep.
And then another one like that always comes to my head is the Kawhi with Zaza. Like
Mm,
if he doesn't
yeah.
get injured there, like the Warriors or yeah, the Warriors dynasty probably just keeps going. And because or sorry, wait, no. If he
Well, they
doesn't
would
get
have had a
hurt,
chance at lose. That was
yeah,
game one.
sorry.
It was
Yeah,
game one
I
of their
worded that wrong.
series.
But yeah, no, if I think the Spurs have a shot at winning that series
Yeah,
because they were a
they
big
absolutely had a shot.
They were up big. They were up like what 20 or
They were smacking them.
it was huge margin. But Kawhi was looking good. Like the Spurs were looking like this is like their series, and it was in Golden State too.
Yeah,
Like if he doesn't get hurt there, like they probably make the finals or some shit. But
yeah.
I think the relationship between him and the Spurs, it doesn't get damaged, and he probably stays a Spur, and like
No, I think
he
he would.
doesn't.
I think he would have wanted to come to LA anyway. Remember, he said he
He,
wanted to be a Laker.
yeah, but he also left because the relationship between him and like I don't know if it was Pop or the staff. It
Yeah,
just
I
became
think it was more of the staff.
it just became bad,
And I
and
remember Tony Parker had said something. Tony Parker said his injury was like way worse than Kawhi's or something like that. And then Tony had came back to play, and it was all this stuff. Um,
but yeah, that changes that if he doesn't get hurt, like that's such a big what if. Like that moment changed like the NBA forever, like as well. I mean, he goes to the Raptors, obviously win the championship, then comes to us, but like that's such a big what if. I really think the Spurs were gonna win that year, or at least make the finals.
yeah, they would have a chance. We
But
would have seen
that's also just the
if
like
they've been able to beat LeBron, but
that's just also like the big hater in me in Golden State at the time. I freaking hated Golden State. Like if you know me well, I freaking hated Steph Curry.
yeah, I know. No, that
But that's
he was Clipper killer. He was Clipper killer before Luca.
it's because the Warriors stole our shine.
Well, I think you guys were also the last team to beat them before they went on their run. You guys were the last team to
Yeah,
beat them in a playoff
yeah,
series. So they were
yeah.
ready
We
when they got to cooking.
and
It was like, yeah, we're not losing to this team.
well, surprise, surprise, we choked against the Rockets and didn't get the
Yep,
chance to play them in the conference finals. But
yep.
yeah, those are two moments, and then I mean, there's so many. Uh, my favorite one is what if Kobe went to the Clippers and like when he was a free
Well, that's
agent.
kind of my biggest what if, but it's not. It's what if Chris Paul was a
Yeah,
Laker?
that's a good one.
And
Yeah,
I bring that one up. Well, I think because I think I don't think Kobe tears his Achilles if he gets Chris Paul. I also think we get the matchup that everyone wanted that we never got. I think we would have got a LeBron and Kobe finals.
mm, yeah, yeah. That would have
If
been
that happened.
that would have been crazy. I
So
would
I
have
think
loved to
that's
see
why
that.
that's always because I think that one is twofold. It's what it would have done to the Lakers and how who knows Chris Paul would have maybe had a ring by now. I also think it would have given us a chance to see LeBron and Kobe in the finals, which is what we always wanted to see.
Yeah,
Because we had when Kobe went to three straight and Bron didn't get there, and then as soon as the Lakers started to fall off, Bron
yeah,
got to the finals. So it was just like it
yeah,
was literally like 1 year too late that it was 1 year too late that Bron got there, and then 3 year three or not. I guess it can't be early for Kobe because he was older, but yeah, it was 1 year too late that LeBron was able to finally get to the finals.
yeah. Wait, yeah, I remember those Kobe LeBron Nike commercials back in the
Yeah,
day, promoting like the that Kobe LeBron like
yeah.
final that we never got.
That's what like when people talk about Magic and Bird, I think that's the one thing I hate about the Lakers. I mean, I hate about Kobe and LeBron. Their teams were never adequate at the same time.
No,
Like when Kobe, and granted, I don't even think that Lakers team was that great. On like when you look at some of the other teams that like were out there, I think a lot of teams had better talent than those Lakers teams. Um,
when they won.
yeah, I think the Celtics for
Well, yeah,
sure had more
the
talent.
Celtics easily.
I
The
think
Spurs,
the Spurs. I think the Rockets had when they had T Mac and Yao
yeah.
and Ron Artest. Like they had good teams. So I think
The Thunder were up and coming, but
that's why I
they
think
had the
that's what
they had the
gives
players.
that to me is a part of the reason I think and Kobe's a fun fact most people don't know. Kobe's beaten the most 50-win teams in the playoffs more than anybody.
Did not know that.
Just a nugget that people don't know. But yeah, that's my biggest what if because that was the matchup that all NBA fans wanted
Actually,
to see was Bron and Kobe at least once in the finals, and we thought we were going to get it the year that Orlando got there. We thought that was going to be the year,
yeah,
but then Orlando beat them.
yeah. Vintage Dwight Howard right there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's why that one I think that one gives us the matchup that And as good as Magic and Bird were, a LeBron and Kobe finals would have been way greater than
Oh, that would have been like fucking monumental, bro.
that.
Like
Yeah, that would have been.
two of the biggest stars.
And I think they
In,
would have guarded each other for most of that series.
yeah, they
They would
probably
have
would have.
actually they would have been one of those series like similar to like when Denver was one of those teams that I think had more talent than the Lakers too.
Oh
Um,
yeah, Denver did have
but
it.
I think like
The
just like
you could say
Kobe,
the Jazz maybe too.
yeah, they didn't have a superstar though, but they did. But from like top
They
to
were
bottom,
deep.
they were deep. Yeah, they had a lot of
Yeah,
talent. Yeah, D Will was a bucket. D Will was a bucket. I just don't know. He wasn't on those levels of like of T Mac and
yeah,
Bron
yeah,
and KG and all those guys. But yeah, he was on the Redeem team. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, man, that would have been that's my what if because I think we would have got that
Yeah.
matchup. It was what everybody.
Because we've only had we've seen obviously Bird and Magic. We've
Or
seen
yeah, we got Bron and Steph.
Bron Steph. We had MJ and Magic, but it wasn't like the Lakers weren't
No,
like
yeah, no. Kareem
wow.
was gone. Magic was old. Uh, I don't even think Worthy. If Worthy was there, he was old.
But I mean, it's still cool to say we got like a Magic
Yeah, but
MJ final.
nobody talks about it because it was like
Well, the Bulls were just
the
really
Bulls
good.
were, yeah, and it was like it wasn't Magic in his prime. It wasn't like I said, there was no Kareem, so it just wasn't the I what for Jordan for I think I and I me and Jake were talking about it, and I think Michael Jordan played against the when he was at his full apex and his team was winning. I think he played against when you talk about the three of him, Kobe, and LeBron. I think he played against the weakest competition of all three.
I mean, in terms of finals, probably yeah. I mean, best team he played
I mean,
was
I
the
just think in
Jazz.
totality, like the entire, like everybody, when you look at teams he played and beat versus the teams Kobe had to play and beat, and the teams Broad had to play and beat, I don't think it's comparable.
Yeah, and I don't even think he played like he never got to play Akeem in a final.
Nope,
And
because he was gone those 2 years
yeah,
when Akeem got through the West. That would have been the matchup. Like that would have been a good matchup. And I'm pretty sure if you look at the numbers during Jordan's career, I think Akeem Olajuwon has a winning record against the Bulls.
damn. Yeah, see,
I
that's
think he had a
insane.
winning record against the Bulls, but yeah, Mike wasn't there when they got to win when Hakeem had got to the finals those 2 years.
Damn, yeah. That's but then yeah, we haven't really I mean, yeah, you said LeBron and Curry. I guess LeBron and KD slash that. Like
Yeah,
that was pretty cool to see. But other than that, we haven't I mean, we saw Lakers Celtics. That was pretty cool, like historical wise.
yeah,
Like, but we haven't seen two generational superstars in like a
exactly. So
final.
that's my biggest what if because I think we had got to see that it would have been great. Uh, but yeah, hey, y'all in the comments, man, drop y'all NBA what ifs. I'll talk about them later. You didn't bring Marlon back on; he can talk about them too. What? All right, now the next one. What is
James Harden is the third best shooting guard of all time. Nah,
not a
that's
hot take?
that's not a hot take.
That's the debate. It's him or D Wade.
Yeah, he's miles ahead of D Wade though.
I don't
Uh,
know. He's not miles away. He's not miles ahead of him.
he's miles
No, he is
away.
not.
Yes, bro.
No, he is not. There's two
Yes,
sides of
he
a
is.
basketball. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
All right, but like, bro, his defense is underrated. It's just he chooses when to do it.
Call it what you want. D Wade was elite on both ends.
Nah, was he though?
I'm pretty sure Dwayne Wade is the leading guard in terms of blocks. I'm pretty sure he leads in guard
No, no,
block.
no. I'm talking about offensively though.
Oh yeah, D Wade was elite on offense. Do you not remember his championship run in 2006? Do you not remember his
I
run
was
in
four.
2009?
I was seven.
Yeah, you showing your lack of ball knowledge though. That's what I'm saying. The Flash.
Me at four. I can't remember what fucking.
The
Dwayne
Flash,
Wade was doing that for.
the Flash, yeah, not elite on both ends. You just got yourself looking stupid. Because I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna post it for show. Talk about Dwayne Wade wasn't elite
Mm,
on offense.
like after like 2010, maybe
What?
he wasn't elite after 2010.
You said he wasn't elite after 2010?
Yeah,
He was still elite.
yeah, all right.
No, he got hurt. He got. Let
He
me see.
was okay, but okay. My
He was.
point is, he's
He.
fucking
What?
no James Harden. He's no James Harden on offense. Like
Well,
we're
it
talking,
it was different.
but okay, he had. Is he doing what James Harden did for the Rockets? Is D Wade doing that
Um.
and winning? I guess he almost did win an MVP.
Um. No, I don't think he would have done for the way that team was set up, but they constructed it around James Harden. I also don't believe James Harden does what D Wade did in the finals of when they played against the Mavs.
Mm, I mean, he's torching the Mavs.
And that's a different era too. Like all that foul baiting that James Harden gets away with is was not gonna fly in 2006. That wasn't gonna happen. So what happens when the 11 points again at the free throw line drops down to four? Because there's plenty of games, even in James Harden's prime, when he was dropping absolute monster 50-point triple doubles. There was times where he was shooting 18. He was shooting 14 of 30 of
It's
38.
part of the game. It's part
It
of the
is part of the
game.
game, but he had 14 free throws that upped that his gaming score, so it looked better. But there was plenty of times where he shot way below 50%, way below 45%, way below 40%. But he still had high numbers because he got to the free throw line 14 times. But if you look at the box score, he did not shoot the ball well, and he could have been games where he had seven
Hey,
turnovers.
shooter, shoot, man.
I understand that, but we're not going to sit here and act like he was mad efficient during all this time.
No, but he put the team on his back.
So did Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade put his team on the
Yeah,
back
but
in the finals.
he at least had Shaq.
Dwayne Wade did it in the biggest moments in the finals.
But he had Shaq.
It no, no, he didn't have Diesel.
But he had Shaq.
He had Shaq. He didn't have Diesel.
He had Shaq though.
He was no, but it was different. Kobe Bryant had
James
Diesel.
James Harden had PJ Tucker.
Dwayne Wade. He had Chris Paul.
He had PJ
He had
Tucker.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, but Chris Paul wasn't like he wasn't CP3. He didn't have CP3.
This he did. Many people say if Chris
Chris
Paul
Paul.
didn't get hurt, that they would have beat the Warriors.
Hmm. They would have for sure.
Okay, so you can't say Chris Paul was bad and then go on and say if they had Chris Paul, they would have
I
won.
didn't say he was bad. They had Chris Paul. They didn't have CP3. There's a difference.
James Harden, the year he won MVP, shot 45% from the field and shot 36% from three. Efficient,
What's his true shooting? I don't care. I only care about true
efficient,
shooting.
efficient.
I only care about true
And
shooting.
this is in an easier scoring era.
Let's see his true shooting.
That's in an easier scoring era. And this is not to take away from James Harden, but we're not going to sit here and act like Dwayne Wade was not him, and we're not going to talk about the way in which James Harden was playing as well. Which obviously
61.9.
he was putting up monster numbers, but there was also he was putting up monster numbers inefficiently because the offense was loud. It was give James Harden the ball and then just wait for whatever he does. He's either going to shoot the step back, he's going to get to the rim and shoot the floater, or he's going to kick it out for the pass.
And his playmaking ability is
No,
better
that's not. Yeah,
than
this is
Dwayne.
not to take anything away from James Harden. I'm just making the point because you are disrespecting Dwayne Wade because you're showing your
I love
colors
Dwayne
saying
Wade.
I was forward when Dwayne Wade was good. No, that boy was cooking. You better do some
No,
research.
he's good. I love Dwayne Wade. No
No,
hate to the guy.
no, that's fine. You could if you
But
want to put James Harden over Dwayne
but
Wade, you can.
I
That's
have
fine.
James Harden.
That's fine. You can put James Harden. That wasn't the problem. You said he was light years ahead of Dwayne Wade. That was the problem.
Miles,
That's not true. That's not
miles
true.
ahead.
He simply he can't be miles ahead of Dwayne Wade because he doesn't play defense like Dwayne Wade. For that simple fact alone, he can't be miles ahead of Dwayne Wade.
Offensively, for sure.
Hey, bro, call it what you want, bro. If Dwayne Wade was in this era right now, he could average 35 just like James Harden did.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he has a three ball
He
for
doesn't need the
that
three ball.
in this day and age.
He doesn't need the three ball.
He's DeMar DeRozan.
He's better. He was better than DeMar DeRozan.
He's DeMar DeRozan.
And even DeMar DeRozan was putting up high numbers.
He's a scorer. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he probably in this area he probably scoring like 25.
I'm pretty sure DeMar DeRozan averaged like 28 once a year.
Yeah, I think that was like 2018 or
Well, no, I think it
2019.
was with the Bulls. Yeah, he averaged
Oh, really?
27.9 with Chicago.
Good for Derek. I mean, yeah, good for
Dwayne Wade would
DeMar
have.
DeRozan.
Dwayne Wade could have easily averaged 30. If you take any of them scores that played back in them early 2000, bro, T Mac, easy
I'm just
30.
not.
T Mac, easy 30. Kobe averaged 35 in that era. Kobe could average 40. You take any of Brandon Roy. That's another what if. Brandon Roy would have averaged 30 in this era. ISO Joe. If ISO Joe would be perfect for this era. ISO Joe Johnson. He'd average 30.
Yeah, he would. He'd be so fun to watch.
Yeah, they was playing this
Um,
era with James Harden, and I guarantee
yeah,
James Harden
I guess.
and James
I
Harden.
guess I.
If James Harden was that inefficient back in their era, if you think about it, he's shooting
I mean,
45%
he kind
now.
of almost played in that era.
No, think about it. Think about it. He's 45% now. If he's shooting 45% now, he'd be down. He'd be shooting like 40% in that era when they can actually touch him and play defense.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think he's.
You crazy, bro, bro. You see right now he can just come down the lane and just flail his arms and get free throws. If he would have came down and flailed his arms in that era, there was Alonzo Mournings in the paint and other guys in the paint that would have knocked his block off.
We got Rudy Gobert then.
That boy's trash. Fuck out of here.
I said that on purpose because I know you hate it.
Rudy Gobert is trash. Like when
Yeah,
when
I get.
when when all the players that play against him laugh when people say he has 4 defensive player of the years, you know it's a problem.
Oh man, damn! Juju Watkins tore her
Yeah, I
ACL.
just saw it. I knew it was when she grabbed her knee. I knew she had tore it.
Yeah, she looked like she was in pain.
Yeah, when she grabbed her knee, I knew she had tore it.
Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks.
like I said,
I
we
didn't come with the hot takes. I don't know.
we can
I
we can have that
honestly,
we can have that debate. But
I'm a cold take guy.
James Harden is not like no miles ahead of Dwayne Wade. We're not going to do that disrespect. You're showing your age.
I am showing my age, bro. To be honest, to be fair, I only watch D Wade after like 2010 maybe,
Yeah, you're showing your
and
age, buddy.
he was like the second option
Anyway, chat,
by that point.
we're gonna get him because make sure y'all get him because
What's your hot take?
uh I don't know. I don't know if I really have any hot takes. I stand on what I stand on. I think Kobe's the GOAT, but I mentioned that already. Uh I don't know. I think Rudy Gobert sucks as I just mentioned. I ain't got no hot takes, bro.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know. I mean,
But if I do got hot takes at some point, chat, you'll hear them because it'll come out in some discussion. But right now, there ain't nothing crazy that I can think of. Um,
I think I think Dirk's ring is worth like fucking. Nah, I don't think that anymore. But his ring is pretty valuable.
yeah, it's a good
A lot of
ring.
people don't give him enough credit for that. But
Yeah, I think he gets credit for it.
I don't know. But it's
I
not
think
really
it's also
talked
I think
about.
it's
It's
also
not talked about
I
enough.
think it's also misleading though. It was an older
Why?
Lakers team he beat. It was the baby Thunder.
Yeah,
You talk about the people
but
say
they
that
were
the
they
people
were
say,
fresh off of a championship.
but yeah, they were fresh out, but they'd also just gone to three straight, and then they were getting old.
and then Baby Thunder went to the championship the next year.
Yeah, the next year, but we called them the Baby Thunder the next year, so that means they were the Baby Thunder when they beat them.
Yeah, but they're looking good.
All right, Lo, what's your next hot take?
uh, the NBA. Okay, it's not really like they should bring it back, but like the like dress code, the NBA
Hell
dress
no,
code.
they should not bring that back.
Um, well, bro, like sometimes these dudes be like wearing like the craziest fucking fits, like
So,
to a game.
so
Like, keep it calm, bro. What you wearing a freaking crop top for?
you think that does anything to their jump shot?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
But like, just
they don't. They
like you
don't.
know,
They don't need to be no dress code, bruh.
like okay, look, I would say this, like at least keep it professional, like or not professional, but like not too casual, bro. Like,
Well, there's nothing that they're wearing that's like it's different because it's um, they're. It's not like they're showing like nudity, so it's like there's
no,
nothing
yeah, yeah,
inappropriate about what
but
they're
like,
doing.
but sometimes there'd be crazy fits. You just like,
Nah, man.
what's going on, bro?
You look good, you play good.
Yeah, but these guys aren't playing. They're on the sideline, just going to
But,
the like.
um,
Sometimes the dudes do.
what Prime say? He said you look good. If you when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good.
I don't know, bro.
You dig what I'm
Sometimes it'd be
saying?
these role players though.
Yeah, they can wear
You be
whatever they want.
dressing crazy, bro.
As long as they don't affect their jump shot, I don't care what they
And
wear.
then I mean, I miss seeing the coaches too, wear like the suits and shit.
Nah. I like them.
Like,
I like them in the little in the team sweatshirts, and yeah, nah, that's much better.
I
I
miss
don't
seeing
understand
like
why. I don't understand why coaches need to be in suits. Like what you at a you a basketball coach.
because they're this their team. They're running.
Yeah, so you should have on team apparel.
It's a
You should have on team apparel.
it brings classiness to it.
No, you should have
They
on
just
you should have on team like if you're playing on a travel team, your coach wears travel team gear to represent your
okay.
team. It should be the same thing.
They're just the soccer player or soccer. Soccer coaches they'll mix it up. They get the option to wear both, but seeing in suit, it makes it look a
Nah,
lot
bro,
more
you
cooler.
tripping. You trying to like dig up something, bro. There's just no need for that. There's
I'm
no
just saying, bro.
You
Like
worried about the wrong things, bro.
that's why it's a hot take. A lot of people, you know, not for it, but I miss it. I miss seeing like a Phil Jackson with the suit on. Like think about the aura, bro.
There ain't no aura. You tripping, bro. And we're gonna get off of that though. Uh, we got one more NBA topic, and then we're gonna talk about Marlon's Ravens. So for our last NBA
Oh,
topic, we want to hear
oh Lord.
Marlon's MVP pick.
I don't even know if I have a pick, bro. I don't like have a horse in this race. Both of them are
You don't
my
have to have a horse in
guys.
the race. Who do you just think is gonna be MVP? You don't need no horse.
Okay, like I'd love to see both of them win. Like if they split it somehow, be cool with that.
It has
But
been done before, but I don't see that happening this year.
here's the thing. I think well, Jokic has better numbers,
Hmm.
but his seed is a little bit lower.
Hmm.
It, I think voter fatigue might play a factor into it, as we saw in
Yep.
the NFL. It's kind of like the same scenario as the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen
Yep.
MVP race,
Yep.
because we're seeing the guy who won it last year, and the guy the year before had just as good as numbers and a higher seed.
I thought SJ should have won it last year. Simply, nobody thought Oklahoma City was going to be the number one seed last year, and he averaged 30 last year. And nobody thought that they were going to be the number one seed. I thought he should have won it last year, and I think he should have won this year. But my question is how do you give it to him this year, and you didn't give it to him last year, and now Jokic has better numbers because you gave it to Jokic
Well,
last year based off
yeah,
of his numbers, and now Jokic has better numbers this year, and you're not going to
yeah.
give the MVP to him. And so my thing, they're in the same positions they were last year. Now what's the difference
I
in
think
giving the MVPs?
voter fatigue for sure is gonna. I think probably going to lean towards SGA.
But I think SGA should have won both MVPs. Like I understand the numbers that Jokic is putting up. I mean,
I mean,
the points and the rebounds don't mean much to me. Like the assists are cool, but when you have the ball as much as Jokic does, like bro, you should have assists. Um, um,
but
um, but like yeah,
but
definitely
people,
the points and the rebounds don't mean much to me. And then on the other end of the ball, I don't believe Jokic plays enough defense. Um, and Shea does. So
well, I think the argument too for SGA though is the free throws. You know, he doesn't have most of his points because of the free throws.
what?
Like he's not scoring as much because of the free throws. Like he gets so many free throws a game.
Mm-hmm.
So
What does
yeah,
that have to do with
that's
anything?
I'm just saying that's an argument people try to make. I'm not saying it.
Make
Like
against him?
yeah,
That's
is the
no
free throws.
argument. Nobody that's no argument. You can't you're gonna give somebody you're not gonna give somebody the
I
MVP because they shoot
I'm
free throws.
seeing it all over. I'm seeing it all over the internet.
That's why those
Where
people aren't voters because they're
I'm
jackasses.
just saying, no, yeah, for me, it's not a problem. Uh, you know, it's part of the game. You know,
Giannis has two MVPs. Giannis shoots free throws.
yeah.
Jokic shoots free throws.
I mean, I think all stars
That's my
all
point.
get free throws. So.
That's entirely my point. All of them except LeBron. LeBron has one of the craziest whistles I've ever seen. That dude does not get free throw opportunities.
Well, I think with
But
LeBron, it's like he's a lot of refs probably think this guy's so damn big, he probably
I
just
understand
doesn't
that,
get that.
but that's not how the game should be ref, bro. It's
No, I agree. I
it's
agree.
just because I don't fall over and I'm strong enough to stand on my feet does not make that a foul. Doesn't mean that it's not a foul. Just because I'm not Shea and I flop all over the place doesn't mean that the same thing is not a foul. I'm just bigger and stronger,
But
but it's still a foul. You hit my arm, it does the same thing.
yeah, no, I think it's a point argument. Like you said, all stars get calls. Uh, you know, for the majority.
Yep.
But I mean, I think I wouldn't be mad if SGA won or if Jokic won.
Yeah, I don't ever want to hear that free
I
throw thing.
mean,
That was
I
crazy.
I'd want to.
There was a game this year where Jokic shot more free throws than the entire Lakers team by himself.
I believe it. Yeah. I mean, I would want to see SGA win his first MVP. Um, but I also would like to see Jokic win his number three now,
4.
4. Yeah.
Um,
So,
no, I think Shea should get it. Um,
but yeah, it would be a cool thing.
and I think Shea should be going on his second MVP. But I also think that there needs to be like the NBA needs to type up a criteria and post what the voting criteria is. I think there also needs to be I think
Well,
all I think
it's
all the
most
voting
valuable player.
I understand, but
Most
there's no
val-
criteria to that because the standard for the MVP changes every year. Sometimes it's the best player on the best team. Sometimes it's whoever has the best stats. And then sometimes it's just like, oh, we just like this guy and he came out of nowhere, so we're going to give him an MVP.
Well, I don't know. I don't think best player on the best team
And then
is
sometimes it's
like
voter fatigue, so like the guy who should get the MVP doesn't get the MVP. There's no criteria for it. It's just the voters can just choose based on whatever they want. If they don't like a guy, even though the guy should be MVP, they don't have to vote for him.
hmm
That's the problem. I
Well,
don't like you, so I'm just not going to vote for you. Even though you should get the MVP, I'm just not going to vote for you because I don't like you.
I think it's plain and simple. They're just the guy who's making the biggest impact on a team. Like
But how do you
I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. But how do you quantize that?
well, what's the biggest thing in basketball? Scoring, right? Scoring is probably the biggest factor for sure.
Sure.
Then I guess second would probably be what you're doing on defense too, right? Because you play both ways. So if you're doing it well defensively and offensively,
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
think.
There needs to be some metric grade for it. Like there
But the
needs to
thing
be
is,
some
well,
criteria.
positions are different too. So that's such a hard case too. Like bigs get more rebounds, but
Yes, that's why I
guards
said
get
like
more assists.
when you talk about Jokic averaging a triple double, like yeah, the assists are cool, but like the rebounds and the points, he should average that. If you're the
It
best big in
just,
the game, you should
but then
average.
that's where percentage comes in. You get your analytic geeks coming in.
But that's what I'm
This
saying.
guy, it's
There needs to be some criteria. If they make a criteria right now, there's no criteria, so people can just willy nilly vote whoever they want to.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we're spoiled right now. I think it's a great MVP race. I mean, I don't think you go wrong with any of the options here. Like,
I think Shea should win it. What Shea's doing is phenomenal.
I
Um,
hope so. I hope he does win. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't care. Like, I mean,
and I think he
it's,
does, and I think he does it on both ends of the floor. And his team is like 13 games better than anybody else in his conference. So
yeah. But he kind of does have a better supporting cast around him.
sure,
So,
I could
I don't know.
argue the Nuggets supporting cast is just as good.
Yeah, you can, you can.
Exactly, I
Like,
can make that argument. So because I can make that argument, which means our teams are close enough. So
yeah, it's a good MVP race. I like this one. It's kind of like the Embiid Jokic one again, all over again. Um, I mean, I thought Jokic should have won that one, but
I thought Embiid should. Nope. Again,
that's
that
another
this is.
debate for another day.
But see, that's what you say. But then you just talked about defense. When
Yeah,
Embiid
yeah,
was on the court, Embiid led the league in scoring, and when Embiid was on the court, Philly's defense was ranked top five.
yeah. But what Jokic was doing, bro, was just like insane that year.
You can call it that. This is his best season. So that season wasn't as good as this season. And what I'm saying is, you just said what are the two most. I'm just using what you just
No,
told
yeah,
me as the
I
MVP.
know, I know,
No,
I know.
because this is what I'm saying. But this is exactly how voters vote. They change their opinion based on the year. And you don't like Embiid as much, so you're like Jokic had the better season. This is exactly my point because you just said I said. I asked you what does the MVP mean? What does that mean? You said, well, it means how you impact your team. What are the two ways? What's the biggest way? Scoring. Embiid led the league. Then you went to defense. When he was on the court, their defense was top five. How is that not the MVP?
Hey, Jokic is just as. I mean, he's not as just as good, but he's an underrated defender.
He's not an underrated defender. He's not an elite defender. He's an all right defender at best. He is not elite, nowhere close to it. Embiid's an elite defender, and when he's on the court, his defense is top five. And that year, he led the league in scoring. So I'm just using what you just told me as the MVP. I'm using that against you, and you just said Jokic should have been MVP.
I
According to
think
your
so.
criteria, it
That
should
yeah.
have been. According to your criteria, it should have been Joel Embiid, but you don't like Joel Embiid, so you think Jokic should have got it. You see how it goes? You see why I tell you there needs to be criteria? Because people like you
No,
who
yeah,
don't like
yeah.
people can vote for somebody else because
No,
you don't like
no.
someone.
I would have. Well, no.
You just said Jokic should have won the MVP. So if you had a vote, you would have voted for you would have voted for Jokic. When you just explained your criteria before this as scoring is the most important, Embiid led the league in scoring, and when he's on the court, his defense is their team defense is top five when he's on the court. So by your metric that you gave us before this question was posed, by your metric, Embiid was the MVP.
That's a debate for
You
another day.
But then you think Jokic should be the MVP because you are not a fan of Embiid. So you're like Jokic should have been the MVP. You see why you see the problem
Nah,
here? I caught you in your own trap.
I'm just messing around.
Yeah,
It,
see you got caught in your own
it is a
trap.
tie race. It's a tie race, but
When it
yeah,
comes to this
no.
sport debate, yeah, you can't do it with me, especially when you just laid the trap for yourself. I didn't even pose that question. You're the one that brought up that MVP race, and I just showed you exactly why the MVP voting is flawed. Because
No, that
I said why is the MVP this way, or like what does it mean? You explained, and then you went to that race, and then by your criteria, it should have been Joel Embiid. But then you're
that's
like,
all
no,
right.
it's
It's
Jokic.
all right. Jokic got the last laugh anyway. He won the finals that year. Embiid could have that shit.
Yeah, Embiid got hurt, but the point,
Hey, what's new?
but the point is the MVP voting changes
No, yeah, no, you're
based
right.
on
You're
the
right.
year
You're
and
right.
is based on who the voters like. Because because like and for you as I already said it, well, he doesn't like Embiid that much. So obviously he would have given the MVP to Jokic because he doesn't like Embiid
I
that much.
mean,
But as you saw when he gave his reason as to why or his reason as to what the MVP should be, it should have been it
no,
should have
yeah,
been Joel Embiid.
you're
And
right.
that's how other voters do.
I,
They don't like somebody, so they're not
it
going to vote
does,
for
it
him.
does, it does, it does change because look at. I mean, Kobe should have what, like 3, 4, at
I,
least
Yeah,
the
that's my
Nash
point.
ones.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
Um,
Kobe could have 10 of them. LeBron could have 10 of them.
Yeah, LeBron
Jordan could have
LeBron
10
should
of them.
have.
And that's what I'm saying. The criteria there
I'm
needs to be a
honestly
consistent. There needs to be a consistent criteria. It should be
I'm
your
honestly
team.
surprised LeBron doesn't have more.
The
Like
criteria it
that's
should be your
insane.
team has to be this high in the conference. You have to average this amount of points, or your offensive metric score has to be here. Your defensive score has to be here. Your playmaking score has to be here. Whatever it is, it needs to be this kind of metric. So every year, it's the same grading scale for everybody. So people can't come in and be like, "I don't like you, so I'm not voting for you."
But
It's
but
the metric says this,
there's
so your vote has to go there.
there's years where like it's easy. Like it's easier than this. You know this like that the Embiid Jokic race is tight. Like this is a tight race. But there's years where it's just like, all right, this guy is a clear cut MVP. Like
I disagree.
no, I'm pretty sure, bro. There's like like what Russ was like clear cut MVP. Steph was a
Why?
clear cut
Why
MVP.
was Russ's clear? His was only clear. Why? Because you saying he got triple doubles?
Yeah, and look what he did, bro. That
Okay.
Thunder with that
Okay.
Thunder
Who,
team,
who was more valuable on offense, him or LeBron?
what he did for that
Who
Thunder
was more
team,
valuable on offense, him or LeBron?
what he did
Who
for
was more
that
about?
Thunder
Answer the
team.
question. Who was more valuable, him or LeBron on offense?
What year was that? 2017.
Yep.
What he did for that Thunder
Who
team.
was more valuable on offense, him or LeBron?
Well, what do you mean by like he was
Who's
averaging like what
who's the better offensive player, him or LeBron?
efficiency wise,
Just period. Who was the better offensive player?
playmaking. Um,
Period.
LeBron James probably.
Who was better defensively?
I'd say it's tight. You know.
No, it is not tight. It's LeBron James. LeBron James can guard 1 through 5, and he can guard the best player. LeBron, and he was in his absolute prime.
Okay,
He was still in his
but
prime. LeBron James
but
is the answer.
but Russ was averaging a triple double with that Thunder team.
Okay, and LeBron was probably averaging 28, 8, and 8.
He broke the record.
Okay, but all you're giving me is stats.
He
You
had
didn't. All you giving this is what I'm saying. All you giving me is stats,
he
bro.
was playing with Steven Adams as his second best player.
That's fine. That's fine. All you're
What do
giving
you
me
mean
is
that's
stats, though.
fine? Bro, his impact on that freaking that's what we're talking about impact too, right? Like
Take LeBron off with the Cavs. What they'd be in the lottery,
no. They had Kevin Love and Kyrie.
and they would have been in the lottery.
They they for sure would be like a 5 or 6 seed in the East.
They
And
would
by
have
the way,
been in
in
the.
the
They would have
East.
been in the lottery.
No, not in the East. Not in the East. Come
You
on.
you you real you realize you realize the lottery is like the top 14 team. I mean the bottom 14 teams. They would have been in the
No, bro.
lottery.
No.
They would have went from
They
all the way from the finals all the way into the lottery.
okay. I don't think they'd be that terrible. They still would have had Kyrie and Kevin Love.
They would have been in the lottery.
And they still had a good supporting cast with
They would have
JR,
been in the
etc.
lottery. If you asked them themselves, they would have been in the lottery.
No way. No way, bro.
You're
No.
insane.
Like,
Anybody knows the answer to that. They would have been in the lottery.
no. I don't think so.
If you took James,
Okay,
okay,
you take Russell Westbrook off that team. They're last. They're like dead last in the West probably.
sure, but that's my
Yeah.
point. I'm saying I can make that argument with anybody. He was what seven? He was what seventh in the West or something? Sixth or seventh?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
bro, that
but he took that team to a playoff appearance.
I understand, but my point is just saying it. But the point of you said some years is just obvious. Him being MVP wasn't obvious.
I think it was. I
'Cause
think well,
I can argue Bron could have been MVP that year. I can argue James Harden could have been. They thought James Harden should have won MVP that year.
I think from what I remember, the media made it clear that Russ was MVP that year.
No, a lot of people thought James Harden should have been MVP as well.
I know that one of the Giannis ones, a lot of people thought James Harden should have been MVP. Can't remember for the first or the second, but I remember that year. It was just
Well,
set in stone.
well, the second Giannis MVP should have been LeBron as well.
I know one of them was the argument was James Harden.
But that's my point, bro. But yeah. Anyway, chat. You see how the criteria can change. 1 year it's about stats. 1 year it's about winning. 1 year is about offense and defensive efficiency.
Yeah, like it changed this year in the NFL.
So it needs to be a criteria because I just caught Marlon just changed his criteria 4 different times.
Oh yeah, I do it,
Marlon just
and I do
changed his
it,
criteria
and
four
I
different
do it
times
all
on what
over
MVP
again.
is.
Nah, I'm just kidding. They lucky I can't vote.
So until we get it clear, it's gonna be keep being things like this where people are gonna get capped at MVPs, such as LeBron, such as Jordan, and then other people are gonna miss out on it. It just is what it is. Even Derrick Rose's
Yeah.
MVP could have went to LeBron.
Well, yeah, you can make an argument of like 10 straight years of LeBron could have had
That's my
like
point. Look at all those
like
teams when LeBron left, and look at how look
except
at look at how
except
look at how, look
maybe
at how they played.
except maybe the unanimous Steph one. Like the
I can
unanimous
make an
Steph
argument for
one.
LeBron on any LeBron was the
I
best
don't
player.
know about that one, bro.
LeBron was the best player on the planet from from 20 from like from at least 20 I say from at least 2014 to 2021 at minimum.
I don't know. Steph Curry.
There was no point in time Steph Curry was better than LeBron James.
I don't know, bro.
Now that's a hot take. There's your hot take because that at no point in time was Steph Curry better than LeBron James.
And it takes a lot for me to say that, bro.
I'm not sure Steph Curry has a ring if Kyrie doesn't get hurt, he doesn't have a ring, and if KD doesn't go there, they don't get another ring.
I don't know, man.
You are drunk.
I don't know.
You are drunk. At no point in time, at as good as Steph Curry is, at no point in time was he better than LeBron James. If you ask any general manager in 2016 to take Steph Curry or LeBron James, all 30 take LeBron James.
I don't know, brother.
All 30 take LeBron James.
I don't know about that one.
Don't get it twisted.
Stephen Wardell Curry, 2014 to 20 fucking to now, bro.
Nobody's not saying Steph is not good. At no point in time was he better than LeBron James.
2015 16, man.
That dude was not better than LeBron James.
The shit he was doing, bro.
What he was doing was good. That doesn't mean he was better than LeBron James.
Freaking witchcraft, man.
The only difference in LeBron James is that LeBron James does it every year that you just get bored to it.
I don't know, man.
Yes.
That's that's a tough one.
No.
That's a tough one.
Bruh. When KD got to his team, Steph Curry wasn't the best player on his team.
He didn't. He
He
didn't
wasn't
have
the
to
best
be.
player on his
He didn't
team.
have to be.
He wasn't the best player on his team. So how could he be better than the best player in the world?
But I'm saying the year he won that, he was the best player in the world.
No, he was not. They just gave him the MVP. He was not better than LeBron James. At no point in time on God's green earth have they been walking on this planet simultaneously and Steph Curry ever a day in his life been better than
Right,
LeBron
bro.
James.
I don't know, man.
And
I
there
know.
there is there,
I
there
don't
there
know.
is there is there is no one. I mean no one. If you have the choice to build your team around let's just put them at the same age, have a 25-year-old LeBron and a 25-year-old Steph Curry. Nobody, I mean nobody with actual basketball intelligence picks Steph Curry over LeBron James. Not a single soul.
I don't know what Steph Curry you're watching, bro, but
And this is the thing. At no point in time did I say Steph Curry was bad, but you said he was better than the best player on the planet, and that's just not true. If you
I
want to, if you
think
want,
I think 2014 or sorry, 2015, 16.
there has been no point in time where Steph Curry has ever been a better player than LeBron James. I'd argue there's never been a time he's ever been better than Kevin Durant. Those have been the two best players in the league since 2014.
Oh, Steph has been better than KD.
No, he has not ever been better than Kevin Durant.
2022
They played on the same
for
team and he
sure.
wasn't better.
2022 for sure.
He wasn't better than Kevin Durant then.
Yeah, it was, man.
No, he wasn't.
I don't know, bro. Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
But those are arguments for different days.
Bro, this dude is tweaking, chat.
Those are arguments for
This dude is
different days.
this dude is tweaking, chat.
I mean, the chat will know, bro. They know who Steph Curry is.
I know who Steph Curry is. I believe he's the greatest point guard of all time. But that's not the argument here. Your argument was he was better than LeBron James, and at no point in time has
No, I didn't.
LeBron.
Okay, you're also twisting it. I also said he deserved the MVP. I don't think MVP is the best player in the world.
No, no, I understand that, but I said, even then, I can argue that LeBron James should have been MVP. And what you said was during those times that Steph Curry was the best player. That was what you said.
He was the best player for, yeah, for like that season.
Exactly, that's what you said. And I said, at no point in time has he ever been better than LeBron James.
That year.
No, he was not better than LeBron James. At no point in time, as I said, at no point in time that everybody will. At no point in time has he ever been better than LeBron James.
Look, LeBron is a more complete basketball player. I'll say
LeBron
that.
is the better basketball. I don't care how you want to spin it. LeBron is the better basketball player.
But Steph Curry, what
There's
Steph Curry
nobody.
was
LeBron.
doing,
There's
like
nobody.
his
There's nobody.
efficiency wise, nobody is duplicating ever again.
There's nobody in LeBron James's era that's been better than LeBron James.
Steph Curry.
No,
You can say Steph Curry.
no.
For a brief stint, you could say
It's called the
Steph Curry.
LeBron era, not the Steph era, by the way.
Hey, but Steph won in the LeBron era.
Thanks to Kevin Durant.
One time he beat LeBron in the LeBron era.
Thanks to Kyrie and Kevin Love being hurt. And even then, LeBron took them to 6 games by himself.
Sounds like a LeBron problem.
Sure, you could call it what you want. All I'm saying is, real anybody that watched basketball during that time knows that if Kyrie and Kevin Love was hurt, they'd win that series. And anybody knows that if they didn't have Kevin Durant, they wasn't beating the Warriors. They wasn't beating Golden. I mean, they wasn't beating the Cavs again.
I don't know, man. I just
And it's okay. And it's okay. And it's okay to admit the Golden State Warriors themselves admitted that if Kevin Durant didn't go there, that they didn't believe that they was going to beat LeBron James again and the Cavs.
it's funny that I'm arguing this because I like hate the Warriors.
Yeah, it just seemed like you're trying to argue something that you know is wrong. Like Draymond and Golden State Warriors admitted it themselves that they didn't believe that they would have won
That's because
again,
Draymond is like the biggest
and
LeBron.
Iguodala admitted it too.
Draymond's like the biggest LeBron
Okay, I'm pretty sure Iguodala was on that
fan.
same and admitted it too. They didn't believe that they'd win
Man,
again without Kevin Durant joining that team.
ain't
They didn't
nobody
believe
worried
they'd beat
about
LeBron again.
Iguodala, bro.
And this is just what it is. So let's just get her. All the chat knows. At no point in time was Steph Curry better than LeBron James.
There's quite a few people that probably will
No,
agree.
no. At no point in time was he better than LeBron James.
I'm telling you, there's probably
No, no, no,
Jokic as well. Probably better than LeBron.
no,
LeBron.
no. Neither one of those guys played defense good enough to be better than LeBron. We can just start there.
Just what Jokic does, though, bro.
We could just start there. That nobody that no, that neither one of them play good enough defense to be better than LeBron.
Bro, yeah, sure, but like
Okay,
what
no,
they
there is no.
do,
Yeah, when you have to play both ends of the
what
ball,
they do
when you're in a
offensively,
sport, it's the same way in baseball. The best player in baseball has to be able to play both ways.
what they do offensively makes up for what
It does it.
they can't do on D.
It does it because LeBron can do everything that they can do on offense and then give it to you on defense.
Can he though?
Yeah,
He can't shoot like Steph.
sure. Nobody can shoot like Steph. So next question. Nobody else on planet Earth can shoot like Steph.
Oh man. Yeah, exactly. Best shooter on the planet
Sure, but points are the same.
in not just in the history of the game.
Okay, that's fine. But it doesn't matter how you the points get there the same way.
Wardell Curry.
What's the difference? Wardell Curry averages 25, shooting all these threes, and I get 30 with a couple threes and some twos as well. What's the difference? And now I'm actually scoring more than you, and I'm rebounding more than you, and I'm assisting more than you, and I'm playing better defense than you, and I can guard 1 through 5. I'm the better basketball player.
Mm.
Period. I just ended that discussion. All right. Now for our last topic of the day, we're going into the Ravens. How you feel about the Ravens, Marlon?
In general,
Yep. How you feel about them going into next season?
um,
About their current offseason acquisition. Only one I know that they've made is D Hop.
yeah, we've only gotten D Hop. Um,
And then re-signed Ronnie Stanley, which was
we
good.
re-signed Ronnie. Um, well, obviously, I'm still getting over the fact that we lost in that fashion once again. Um, but I mean, same goal as every year. I think as far as Lamar Jackson is a Raven is Super Bowl. Um, I think getting D Hop is going to help us. I mean, just adding another wide receiver. Like, obviously, D Hop is no longer, you know, the D Hop we once saw in Houston, but it's still like he's still like a solid weapon to have. Uh, I think if we have like another option, like if we had D Hop in that game, maybe that ball goes to D Hop because a lot of people forget we didn't have Zay Flowers that game either,
Hmm.
and I think just another option would help that out, and I don't think you know as far as much as I love Mark Andrews, it's not his first time uh, kind of choking in a big moment, and Mark Andrews is a great guy, he's a great player. It just sucks it happened to him, and it's not the first time. So maybe there's a problem there, like he already had psychologically, thinking he probably wasn't going to catch that,
Hmm.
since already had happened before. But yeah, no, like I said, same goal as for every year, Super Bowl. But yeah, D Hop should help out. We lost corner Brandon Stevens. A lot of people liked him. I didn't really find him all that well. He was solid at times, but he was he was the reason Jamar went crazy on us 2 times this year.
Jamar always
So,
looked great.
well, yeah, but that guy was on him, and Jamar went over 200 in one of those games.
Hmm. Roddy went
And
for 40 tonight in the G League.
yeah, I saw that. But I think we should chase for a corner in the draft. If not, edge rusher for sure. Because like I love our guys on the edge rush, but we just need like a somebody that's gonna get like 10 plus sacks a year. I mean, Kyle Van Noy I think did get 10 plus, but he's already up in age.
Yep.
So I think we just need like somebody who could just get to the quarterback, just boom, quick. Because Odafe Way does it well, but I don't know. Sometimes I just don't think he's like a Pro Bowl type of guy or like a All Pro type of guy. So we
Yep.
need something like that. Um, Seen a lot of reports saying that we should trade for Jair Alexander. I think that would be great for us. I mean, we'd have Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey already at corner, and I think adding him, I mean, that would just he's a lockdown corner. Like he's
I
been
don't think
hurt
you need
though.
that much money on your corners.
Um, well, I mean, we restructured Marlon Humphrey, and Ronnie Stanley took a huge pay cut, and I'm sure we're gonna restructure some other contracts.
But yeah, but you got to pay some guys. Don't you have to pay Kyle Hamilton coming up?
We do gotta pay Kyle Hamilton. I hope that gets sorted.
Yeah,
Um,
you're gonna have to pay Derrick Henry again. Well, we'll see after this year, but Derrick
I
Henry
don't. I
might
don't
come back.
know. I don't know if he's gonna come back. Um, that's why I say too, bro.
Well,
If
if he runs
Ashton
for
Gen,
another 1,500 yards, he gonna come back.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I hope he'd want to come back, but for cheap. But
Well, I don't know
that's
if
why I
he's gonna get
say
cheaper than 8.
if Ashton Genty is available still,
I mean, a
I
lot of the mock drafts. I mean, we'll see, but a lot of the mocks have him going like top 10, top
yeah, which
15.
he probably won't be, but I know in previous mocks he was going like late first.
Yeah,
So I mean, if he were still to be there, I would want to take him. Just to have him there with Derrick Henry. But that's a fantasy draft too. So um, I think the main focus right now is for sure edge rusher and corner. That's what we lack. I mean, obviously, before Kyle Hamilton moved back to free safety, we were dead last in pass coverage.
yeah.
So I mean, just adding another corner would be like so good for us. And obviously, what makes good corners too is a good pass rush. Um, we just kind of lag there at times, like I said before. I mean, run game, we're like second to none, I'm pretty sure. Um, but yeah, that would be. I think also another middle linebacker, like like Trent Simpson got hurt, and sometimes he looked a little bit lost in games.
Hmm.
So maybe just having like uh, like a third guy that could come in and out for Trent to pair up with Roquan would be good. And then I think, like you tell me every year, that we lack a true wide receiver one.
Yep.
I mean,
I
I
don't believe
don't
a
I don't
team
know
could win without it.
I don't know how realistic it is now to get one, just because
Yeah.
like we just don't have enough money to spend on one.
Hmm.
But I mean, if we could draft something, and you know, why not? But
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see. Like, I don't, maybe somebody develops, maybe Bateman or they takes a step to
yeah,
being a true number
like
one.
Bateman took a huge leap this year.
It was his first like full healthy year.
Yeah, and he looked really good, and especially like the deep balls.
Yep.
All the deep balls are going to him this year.
Yeah.
Like he's up there with like the deep ball receivers, and you wouldn't think because he's not like a big size dude, but he got the speed for it. So
Yep.
um, yeah, if him, I think Zay could be you know scratching the surface to be like an all pro type of guy.
We'll see.
But yeah, if he could stay healthy, I think Zay should take another leap again this year. Like every year, he's gotten better.
Hmm.
Um, even his rookie year, he missed like a couple games, and he still had what like 600 yards or something like that. But yeah, I think I mean we have to make a Super Bowl eventually, right? Like Lamar's on the cusp of probably getting another MVP this year, I hope.
Hmm.
But just wanting that ring, bro, like they definitely do since 2019. Like
Yeah.
that's what Lamar Jackson brings to the table. He's like, and he just had unfortunate moments in the playoffs. So
Yeah. I don't think this year was his fault.
I definitely not. No, yeah, I think uh, the game script kind of was not a good one that we
But
were.
even with that, well, he was leading one drive that could have given them the lead. Andrews fumbled. He led another
Yeah,
drive to tie it, and then Andrews dropped the ball again. So
I
like
also think we shied away from Derrick Henry.
yeah. So
Uh,
then what then? But then people talk about but then you talk about the yeah, the pick and the fumble in the first half. But I'm like, there's plenty of games where Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady had bad first halves and they corrected in the second
mhm.
half. The difference was that their receivers didn't fumble the ball and then drop passes that got them back in the game. So now
Yeah,
that Lamar had a guy who fumbled and then he had the same guy drop the 2 point conversion to tie it, now everybody looks back like, oh, but what did Lamar do in the first half? But it's like he got the team back in he got them in back in position twice. One to take the lead and then their guy fumbles, and then another one to tie the game to hopefully go into overtime, and then his guy drops a 2 point conversion. So it's like I don't know what else
yeah,
for Lamar to do. Like there's been plenty of games where Brady and Mahomes
yeah,
have had bad first halves, but then they corrected in the second half. But they didn't have the
yeah,
fumbles and the drop passes that Lamar had.
yeah. The first game of the season started is exactly how we ended our season. Like heartbreaking plays. like at the goal line.
Yep.
Obviously, like the 2 point conversion and the Isaiah likely
Yep.
uh, not getting the speed and bounds. But I mean, it just kind of feels like the same thing every year with this team too. Like it's not just Lamar Jackson. It's like the whole team doesn't show up.
Yep.
Uh, corners get burnt. Um, our players just I don't know. It's kind of like reminiscent of the Clippers, honestly.
Yeah.
It just I don't know what happens like psychologically to them. Like they probably just go into these games, you know, probably thinking, same thing all over again. But I don't know. I just hope we get over that little hump again. But I mean, every year I think Lamar improves. Like last year, took us to the AFC Championship. This year, I mean, a play away from another AFC Championship appearance, or at least
Yep.
what could have been, because we probably would have gone overtime. But um, I mean, yeah, just I think this year was the year to win it too, because the Chiefs looked terrible. Um, and I think if we had played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, I think that would have been a good matchup, considering the first game we had against them. That was a nail biter game. But then I think I don't know if I think we turned the ball over or something, or we went for it. I can't remember. And then like Saquon had a huge run, and that just like ended the game. But I think that would have been a good game against the Eagles, Ravens, Eagles in the Super Bowl. I think that would have been way more entertaining than the Chiefs Eagles game. But um, yeah, no, I think this year it has to be Super Bowl, man. Like I'm
Yeah. I
tired
mean, I
of
think
seeing
when you have a superstar quarterback every year, got to be Super Bowl, Super Bowl or bust.
I'm tired of seeing these Lamar memes, the disrespect. Like the way I see it too is like it takes time too, bro. Like not a lot of people give uh
Well,
Peyton
that's
Manning hate for
well, he no,
for
he got hate when he was there, but that's the thing. Like our generation now doesn't remember that. But yeah, but that's also what happens when you see a guy
yeah
like Patrick Mahomes come in and he wins immediately. Now it's like you expect everybody else to come in and like no,
yeah.
that's not reality.
But yeah, even LeBron didn't win a ring till what
Still,
he
it
was like 20.
took LeBron 7 years.
Yeah, he was 25, but yeah, he was already 7 years deep in the NBA.
Yeah, it took
So
him seven. It took him 7 years to win.
I mean, yeah, this I think this is gonna be Lamar's year 7 or year 8 coming in. So I mean, takes time, bro. Like
Yeah.
plus, I think our old coordinator was terrible. It just not sustainable playoff football. Um, but I think we just when it comes to the playoff games, we just I don't know why we just turn the ball over like crazy. Like even against
Sure.
against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship,
Yep.
that Zay Flowers fumble out.
Changed
Like
the course of the game.
yeah, and we probably talking a Super Bowl there. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
but it is what it is. I mean, for me, as long as like I said, Lamar Jackson is a Raven, I'm thinking Super Bowl every year. That's just what that guy does.
Yep.
Uh, you could say what you want about his playoff appearances and all that, but I know what he's capable of. You know,
Yep. Here's him.
yeah. So I mean, just I think yeah, we just need that wide receiver one for sure, and limit those mistakes in the playoffs and play like the actual Raven football like we do in the regular season, just ground and pound, and then kill him with Action Jackson too.
Yep. Oh, there it is. That's a wrap on episode 4. We thank Marlon for being part of this episode.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. We'll bring Marlon back on some future episodes as well.
Oh yeah, we'll be back for sure.
You dig what I'm saying?
We
Make
gonna
sure
keep
y'all
saying
hit
some stupid stuff.
make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man. Make sure y'all hit up all the socials y'all see at the top when y'all watch it. Um, yeah, man. Thank you to Marlon once again. And we
Yes,
out.
sir. All right.